Let's see what I got. This is VP of Sales, Mark. Just throw yourself on mute.
This Mark.
Mark, hey, Steve from MaverickApp.
Steve from where?
Sorry, MaverickApp.
What's going on?
By the sound in your voice, it sounds like you haven't heard of us. Is that right?
No, I've not heard of you.
Okay, well, sorry about that, but that does make this a cold call. Would you like me to tell you why I'm calling, or do you want to hang up?
Yeah. No, what are you calling about?
Sure. So MaverickApp is a sales prospecting and automation tool that helps you and your team sell more consistently and more frequently. And most of my customers before working with us are complaining about not having enough pipeline. And I'm wondering how you guys solve that problem.
We work with a company, and then I have internal people as well. So I've got that handled. If you want to check back with me at the end of the first quarter of next year, but I'll take your call then, and I'll let you know where I'm at with what my current processes are. But so far, I've been satisfied with what I've been doing for the past 2 quarters.
What's going to change between now and then?
I mean, you never know. I mean, there's a number of different things that could change.
Well, what's in the back of your mind that's making you think to yourself, I'd be interested in a call then? Like, what's the pain if things are interesting in taking a call then?
Well, things, performances. Took the current things that I'm doing. Always measuring the performance. If the performance of the processes I have in place right now aren't meeting my expectations, then I'll look to change. I anticipate I'll be doing that review at the end of the first quarter.
Sure. Yeah, I appreciate that. So you're on top.
Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Of course. You have a whole bunch of sales teams over there that I'm sure you want to stay on top of and make sure they're hitting their numbers. And what we want to do is just make sure that you guys have the team that, I know you have the home run hitters and the people that are hitting singles and doubles, but I want to help you move the needle for those guys that just aren't quite cutting it, you know? So maybe we can talk about that come end of Q1. Did I lose you, Mark? Maybe I lost you, Mark. I don't know if you can hear me, but I'll make sure to follow up with you. Wherever you are, have a good one, bud. He just cut out. So that happens sometimes. Good old phones. Okay, Mark. There's opportunity there. If he loved what he was doing, he wouldn't be open to a call. Okay, so what I'm doing real quick, let me show you how I make this relevant for everybody. So this is MaverickApp. This is the guy's email address. I need to copy and paste it in. So this is as much a email prospecting tool as it is a CRM. There's a CRM component in here too. So all I did was copy the guy's email address into MaverickApp, and there he is, the vice president of sales. I'm sure there's opportunity here. So I'm going to go in here. I'm going to click add note, and I'm going to share my note taking style, which is reducing what I say down to acronyms because it only needs to work for me. Spoke with is SW, not my initials. And then I say, cold pitch, hadn't heard of us, said follow up at end of Q2, Q1. I tend not to type quickly in these demos. At end of Q1, said he gauges teams' performance routinely and expects to know when the next So I'm going to put that in there. I'm going to put my personal notes. And I hate it when I spell things wrong. There we go. And the note. And what I want to do, and now here's where you can get really creative with MaverickApp, right? So I, under most circumstances, would go to my calendar, and I'll drag my calendar in here. And I would go to my calendar. It's going to load eventually. And I go to, wow, there we go. I would go to, at the end of Q1 2023, on March 22nd, I would go follow up with Mark at Port TMS, right? And I would save it there. With MaverickApp, that's not what I'm going to do. All I'm going to do is click re-engage. And I'm going to put him into the relevant sequence or mission of emails that I know is relevant, that I know works for him. So in this case, it's going to be mission 1. Hi again, Mark. I know it's been a while since I messaged. Hope this finds you well. Last time so now I'm going to modify the master template based on our phone conversation. So I'm going to email him in his timing at the end of Q1, but I'm also going to call him, and I'm going to reference back to this call. The last time we spoke on the phone, type right, Steve. The last time we spoke on the phone, you mentioned that you'd be open to having a call about prospecting efforts and increasing your pipeline around now. How is my timing now? Just something like that, referencing back. I might even put the date in here. Something like that, okay? And now I can modify this if I want to. I'm not too worried about it. This guy's never heard of me before. He might not answer again. So really, don't overthink your prospecting. Don't overthink your emails. Give it a kickoff date. And I'm going to target, you know what? I'm going to be a little aggressive here and put it the end of February. Click notify, click save. So under normal circumstances, what I would do is I'd go to my calendar and make a note to follow up with Mark Groves in the middle of February or late March of 2023, and then just hope that my daughter doesn't need something, or that I get a phone call at the wrong time. Something more often than not is going to stop me from successfully following up with this person. But with MaverickApp, I never have to worry about this again. All I do is just click the corresponding mission or maneuver that the contact should go into based on their reply in email or on the phone. So I click re-engage because he doesn't need to be reached out to anytime soon. And the master template for re-engage, mission 1, touch 1, is going to populate. Except here, I'm going to modify the master template, but only for this contact, only this time. So I'm going to kick this email to go out in the middle of February to set the stage for a March conversation. And I'm going to change this template. It's just going to say the last time we spoke on the phone in mid-December 22, you mentioned that, I mean, what the heck did I put in the notes? Would be reviewing business development, prospecting, and marketing ideas around now. Fair summary, I think. How is my timing? I try not to miss a follow-up, which you know I don't, because I got MaverickApp. I'm not going to modify anything else because this guy had barely heard of me before. He had not heard of me before. I'm not going to overthink whether or not he'll remember me. I'm just going to do what I said I was going to do, which is to follow up. I'm going to tell MaverickApp to do that and notify me when this series of emails is complete. I'm going to click activate. And now MaverickApp is going to reach out to Mark in February with follow-up touches. Actually, I should modify that, and I'll show you how to do that now too. the cadence there is a little bit long. I want to bring those in a little bit and shorten those out. But really, it's just super simple to do it. I don't want that to go in 90 days. I want it to go like 11 days later. And then touch 3, we'll do another random interval, we'll do 8. And now touch 4, we'll do longer. 3 weeks. The idea is simulating the effort of a normal human being. You know, we reach out once a month and then once a week and then every other week. And then we forget for a couple weeks and we circle back around, right? You get the idea. So now those should all be up to date. Let me circle back around and make sure that's right. And Risa, you can cut this out if it's not helpful, that's fine. Nope, that didn't stick. Okay. There we go. Problem solved. That should have stuck. Yep, good to go. There we go. Beautiful. All right. That took a little longer than I wanted to, but now I don't have to worry about that guy. I can just call him when I tell him I'm going to call him. Let's see. Scott. Vice President of Sales, Johnson Abrasives. Oh, he's in New Hampshire. That's awesome.
Good afternoon, Johnson Abrasive, Morgan speaking. How can I help you?
Yeah, hi. Steve Wallace calling in for Scott.
Say that again.
Sorry, it's Steve Wallace from MaverickApp. Sent him a few emails. I'm calling in for Scott.
They don't own the company anymore. They got taken over.
Oh, really? No kidding. When was that?
The beginning of the year.
Oh, okay, so about a year ago. Okay. Who's in charge there now? Who should I reach out to? Jeff is?
Yes.
Is he available?
1 second.
Thank you.
Hello, it's Morgan.
Hi, Morgan.
Hi. What is it in regards of?
Yeah, long story short, MaverickApp, we're a sales and prospecting automation company. We basically help you close more deals. And I had been reaching out to Scott, but apparently it was a misguided effort. And I'm hoping to pick up the ball with Jeff.
Okay, 1 second.
Sure. Okay, that's it. Risa, I'm going to do one more. Unless you think they're, sorry, incomplete thoughts here because I'm multitasking and not doing a good job of it. I'm going to hang up here in a second. I'll do one more. And unless you think that I should keep going for the sake of getting more for social media.
Whatever you want. It's your world and you are calling it. But we only have 15 more minutes left on it. So,
True.
I mean, we have all the time in the world, but maybe just do one more just in case.
Yeah, I'm doing one more right now. I think this is a corporate number. We'll see.
Thank you for calling Evans and Southerland Computer Corporation, home of the Digistar Planetarium. If you know your party's 4-digit extension, you may enter it at any time. For a company directory by first name, press 22.
Darn it. Oh, I was hung up on.
Thank you for calling Evans and Southerland Computer Corporation, home of the Digistar Planetarium. If you know your party's 4-digit extension, you may enter it at any time. For a company directory by first name, press 22. By last name, press 23. For our sales and marketing, press 24. For Digistar support, press 25. All representatives are assisting other callers. Please stay on the line. Your call will be answered.
Nope, I want someone live. Okay, moving on. Ron Montblow, CEO. Okay. This is like the complete opposite of last time. Last time I got a handful of people live. So I've just done a cold calling block and I have about 16 minutes left in it. And so far it's been a bunch of no answers and voicemails, and that's okay. You need to give yourself credit for the amount of work that you just did. You have to realize that there are a lot of different personality types in the world. Some of them will really only reply to you or respond to you if you interject yourself into the middle of their day to demand that your presence be made known, right? And that's cold calling. Others like the passive approach and like to be dripped on with a nice email every now and again. But if there are those two different personality types, there's everyone in between, right? So my encouragement to you is know that not everyone is going to answer the phone. That's a personality type. Some will, but will be kind of brutish on the phone. Others will be very kind and push you off. Others will say yes. There's different personality types. And just know that every single time you put yourself out there and try a new dial, a new smile and dial, a new effort, someone eventually is going to resonate with that and say yes. And that's what all this effort is for, is to say yes. Now, that's all fortune cookie wisdom and everything like that, right? But don't forget that this is the job, that there's no such thing as a silver bullet solution in business development. Marketing and sales are supposed to be best friends, married in some cases, and constantly communicating and constantly hanging out. And this power hour of dialing is part of the business development journey. You're going to get a whole bunch of people who do not answer. So one of the ways that you can stay motivated and stay energetic and positive for future calling sessions is just to remember that there's a yes somewhere out there, and that it will blow all of these no's, voicemails, and lack of progress away. You'll completely forget about it. It is necessary. So all I can say is just keep on going. And one thing that I do, and I'm going to open up my world a little bit to you guys, is I practice what I preach. I tell every single salesperson out there to challenge themselves to dive into what they're afraid of and think about what those fears feel like. So if you're afraid of cold calling and not doing it means lack of business, lack of appointments. Well, what does lack of appointments mean? Well, it means not paying the bills. Well, it means not paying the bills. What does that mean? Well, it's no commissions, no bills. My family struggles. So connect with how that makes you feel, but only for a second. Then flip the script around and notice how you feel when you start giving yourself credit for the effort that you take or that you make, and when you start calling yourself a badass. Answer this question. What would you do? How would you feel if you were a total badass? Who would you call? What would you say? What would be the special words that you overthink way too much? But if you were the world's best salesperson, best marketer, best business owner, best CEO, what are the words that you would say? And put yourself in that state of mind constantly, because when you're focused on what you can do on that positive side of things, when you're focused on you being a badass, you being in your power, you being in your element, your brain literally can't process both sides, the negative fear and the positive love. So that's my encouragement to you, is when you have a long power hour and no progress and nothing to take away from it, nothing really to show off to your boss, is to stay focused on the positive. I know it sounds like fortune cookie wisdom, but there's a lot of science backing this up. Focus on the positive, because your brain won't let yourself think about the negative when you do the other. Most of our brains can't do both at once. There you go. So I don't know if that helps you or not, Risa, but
Perfect. I'm actually going to save that when you send it to me and post it later this month.
oh, cool. Love it.
Was literally just making a how-to list post, and that was perfect. Thank you.
You bet.
Together.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm going to make one more. See what comes of it. Because I just want something
You just want to talk to somebody besides Risa.
Oh, no, not that. You're fantastic, but you're also not putting food on my table. So let's do this then.
It's true. I cost you guys money.
Well, yeah, you're
yes
worth
and no, I know.
You also drive business to us. I know that email list that we have is not huge, but that's not a function of you. That's just because we just haven't added a ton of people to it. So
it's growing.
It's growing. Yeah. How many people do we have?
I just put 4 people in the Monday for you to call.
Oh, fantastic. For me.
To email you. Because they're the new people on the live
oh, cool.
list. So I would email them direct.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, sorry we missed you. Hope you can show up next time, and something.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Okay, cool. Let me see if I can get one more on the phone, and then we'll call it, because I have a demo coming up shortly after.
Yes, you do.
I need to get food.
Because I see your calendar.
Yes, you do. All right. Hang on. Let's see. It's not even trying to call right now. I love that. Okay, so I tried this earlier. I thought it was my phone, but it must be his number. It just doesn't go through. It doesn't even try to ring. Okay, so let's see. Eight 59685 3022. This is a real estate guy. They like to answer. Let's see. 60-40 he answers. That's my bet. Voicemail.
You have reached Tim Haymaker. Please record a message after the tone.
Tim, hey, it's Steve with MaverickApp calling to discuss some business development ideas in 2023 with you. You can reach me at 774-571-7985. Thanks. Son of a gun. It's all good. All right.